Although Labor Day was marked and celebrated in 1956, the first official Labor Day was in 1962. It was necessary to pass a law through the House of Assembly in order for Labor Day to become a public holiday. In 1961, Sir Randol Fawkes successfully argued a bill through the House of Assembly which established Labor Day as a public holiday in the Bahamas. Sir Randol thought that a day should be set aside and designated as Labor Day, a fitting memorial to the contributions made by the working people to the progress of the colony. Through this video, we discuss the history of Labor Day and its significance. Let's explore. Come journey with us.
Although the March to Majority Rule highlights the importance of labor moments, including the 1942 Burma Road Riot and the 1958 General Strike, the significance of the first Labor Day parade in 1956 has not been given sufficient recognition. We believe this was a seminal moment for labor, which should be celebrated and elevated. On that auspicious day, June 1st, 1956, a crowd of 20,000 Bahamians gathered at Windsor Park for a grand parade. Leading the procession were the Union Jack and the BFL Standard. Colorful placards announced, "Freedom now or never, blood, sweat, or tears, and the cow eats better than the man." In June 1956, a progressive labor agenda merged with the Progressive Party to challenge the old colonial system and local oligarchy. 11 years later, a similar coalition was born, giving rise to majority rule. Years later, a progressive coalition can still be realized through commitment, hard work, and organization. Let the dream of 56 remain strong in 2023.
First Labor Day parade. Well, in order to do that, I think we should start a little bit further back, around 1942, where there was an uprising by the local workers because the foreign workers who were brought in to build the airport were being paid a higher salary than they, and the Bahamian workers felt that they should be paid on par for doing the same work. And that led into a major demonstration called the Burma Road Riot.
Well, the first Labor Day parade has a lot to do with equal rights for workers of the Bahamas. There was a major issue involving wage increase.
What Sir Randol did was gathered a force of workers in this country that you have never seen since. Labor Day now is a natural holiday on the calendar, but what he did in getting the masses together was just incredible. The times called for that because of what was needed, because of what happened at the Burma Road incident, which actually spurred him into action to develop all that we see that we now call a Labor Day.
Yes, Charles Rodriguez, for example, you had leaders like I say, Sir Clifford Allen. He played a major role. David Knowles, Bobby Clinton, Duke Hanna, Mr. Grant, who was at the airport. They all played a important role. It was collective.
We do not understand or realize that it is through these persons that these benefits actually came about. Maternity leave, all these holidays that we have with pay, these were actually negotiated by these great men and women of that time.
Labor Day was where you had many people finally, or specifically blacks, finally finding their voice in an organized manner. You know this, 3 years prior, you had the formation of the PLP, who were the first political party of the Bahamas and the first black political party. And because of that, in 1956, there was a backlash and a clash from what we call the Bay Street Boys, who formed the UBP in 1956.
Very significant. This to me is sacred space. because this was the ground where they came to protest. This is the ground where they came to, because you notice it's right down in the valley from the government house. And so speeches were made from here. I understand that the great Marcus Garvey came here in the early 1900s. Randol Fawkes made his very, very historic speech from here when they demanded that Bahamian workers be recognized. And I think there was a story, if I remember it correctly, I may be paraphrasing it, say that, well, you could come down here and speak to us, to the governor, or we could take 2,000 of us up to you, where you speak to us there. So the point was that they were taking a stand for what they felt was right, they were taking a stand for justice, and they were taking a stand against oppression. It's an important holiday because we celebrate the forefathers who have fought, who have given their lives, blood, sweat, and tears to lift us to the point. As I said, the PLP, the Progressive Liberal Party, came out of the belly of the labor movement. And you will find that every major significant social policy in this country came as a result of the laborers and the leaders in the trade union movement in this country.
But Labor Day is an important holiday because it shows the first steps towards unity in the Bahamas for black people. Through labor, they understood that their value was more than what they were being paid, or their value was more than what they were being seen as.
The future of labor, the future of the Bahamas, we must be properly integrated. We must have those who are less fortunate.
Why is Labor Day such an important holiday? And you know, for the young people, the children in school, they actually think that it's just a day to get off from school. Most people think it's just a day to get off from work. But Labor Day was set aside for the people to come together to even show a force.
Today, I remember on the 50th anniversary of majority rule, there was a lot of murmuring and discontent, and people said, there is no majority rule. It never happened. And that's when you had the We March and the people going through the streets. But what they fought for, people take for granted. They think nothing of it. But people fought for those rights. So I put out something on Facebook, and each time I put something on Facebook, people would say, please tell us more of the history. We want to know the history.